Seduction, how this concept resonates to you. And I'm talking about seduction in terms of romantic dynamic between a man and a woman. Do you believe in seduction? Do you think that is real? Have you ever been seduced or seduced yourself? And in this very specific area, I am here to tell you that there's no seduction between a woman to a man and a man to a woman. That concept in reality doesn't exist. And it is just a concept. It is just imaginary, because in the real life, when it comes about dealing with women, when it comes about romance, interaction, dating, and relationship, there's no seduction. There's no technique. There's nothing that will make a woman be into you, gravitate toward you, being interested into you. There's actually nothing that can activate that outside of natural attraction. And the truth, guys, is that there's no seduction, there's no technique, there's no trick, there's not a certain way to talk to a woman in order to get a certain result. However, there's one thing that it is very real, which is natural attraction. And the truth is that if a woman like you, she do like you. If she don't like you, she don't like you. And no matter what tricks, methods, ideas, strategy that you're going to put up toward a woman, none of that matters. None of that won't do shit when it comes about getting with a woman, when it comes about a dynamic between a woman to a man and a man to a woman. There's literally no seduction. And the quicker you understand that, the quicker you're going to be able to save time. And for you, tell me, do you believe in seduction, or just like me, you did realize that there were no seduction, that it is all about natural attraction? And also let me know what has been your experience if you did use seduction with a woman, and how did it work and what was the outcome? Let me know in the comment. And I know that it sounds nice, this idea of seduction, because it is what has been sold to us, right, into the fantasy culture, in the movie with Hollywood and so on, that there's this image of seduction, that basically you can be charismatic, you can apply a certain persona of yourself, you can talk in a certain way, you can have some smoothness, you can have some groove when you are talking to a woman in a certain way, you can be seductive, you can have certain attitude, and you can have certain behavior toward a woman that will make her to feel seduced, to fall for you. But in reality, guys, none of that is true. And the reality, it is more cold, it is more blunt. And the reality is that there's no seduction. And if a woman is into you, she's into you. And you pretty much don't have to do much things. You pretty much don't have to use any tricks, don't have to adopt a certain character, don't have to adopt a certain behavior. You don't have to change, modify your voice. You don't have to pay so much attention to your posture and so on. Because if a woman like you, she simply like you, and you can apply all sort of seduction that won't do shit. And if it does, if eventually, because actually, seduction, it is a form of manipulation. So it can happen, that in some cases, eventually, if you do apply certain techniques, certain strategy, which it is manipulation, eventually you can get what you want with a woman at some point. But the truth, guys, is that is never gonna last, because like I said, if a woman, she's into you, you don't need to do shit. You just need to show up, and you need to man up. Of course, you need to take action. You need to manifest yourself and do something in order to get what you want, in order to get into a contact with a woman. But you can't hide behind seduction. You can't hide behind a certain things to do, a certain suave, a certain smoothness, like I said, to be. This won't bring you anywhere. Another essential point to understand about seduction is that when you do seduce a woman, when you do seduce someone, when you are into seduction mode, it is because you do not trust in yourself. You do not think that you are enough, that you are complete. And so therefore, you need to rely on a trick, on a technique in order to get into a woman's pants. And I'm going to give you an analogy. Seduction, it is exactly like Batman. And guys, keep that analogy of Batman because I'm going to use again and again as it can be applied in so many different set of truth. So basically, as you know, right, Batman is a superhero, but he's only a superhero when he got his gear, when he's got his cape, when he's got his gun, when he's got his Batmobile. But when Batman do not have those things, he's just a regular guy who is powerless. And the only reason why he do have this superpower, it is because he have money, so he can get those things. So you should see seduction exactly the same as being Batman. While you are using seduction, while you are into a seduction mode and you are applying all of this trick and so on, you are Batman. But what about without seduction? Can you do the same thing? Can you be enough as a man? Can you be complete? And the answer is absolutely not. And you can look at the guys who are praising and promoting seduction. They all have the same patterns and disability into themselves. This is why they are preaching for seduction. And one famous preacher is Robert Greene, the bestseller author of self-improvement books. This guy wrote a book called The Art of Seduction. And in there, he claimed that by using seduction, you can pretty much get into any woman, that you can pretty much get into anyone in general and get favor from them and manipulate them. And this guy, man, Robert Greene, is a complete fraud. And the only thing that you have to do, it is to watch him in interview, and then you will realize why he came up with all sort of law, with all sort of art of seduction and so on, because in himself, he is absolutely not complete. He is not a seductive man. And so this is for this exact reason that he do rely on seduction. And basically, this is what seduction is, guys. It is a fake crutch to fake confidence, to fake a situation that doesn't exist. And basically, when you are seductive, when you are into a seduction mode, you are living under fakeness. And when you are living under fakeness, you are obviously not being real and being in the realness of the raw. So everything that you do experience, everything that you do live is fake. So therefore, it doesn't exist and there's no seduction. And in a way, in this video, I crack up the code for you. And the code, it is very simple. It is just to show up, be there, and if a woman is into you, she's into you. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything in yourself. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that you should be sloppy, that you should not maintain yourself well, that you should not take care of yourself and improve yourself. Absolutely, right? That goes without saying. But what I mean is that at the end of the day, it is all about you, and you're going to be a certain type for certain women. You're going to appeal and you're going to be attractive for certain women, but not for all. And even though, you are into women that are not into you, and you are thinking that by being seductive, by applying seduction technique, you're going to be able to get a woman. But I am here to tell you that this is not how it works. And the reality is much simpler than that. And in a way, it is liberating when you understand that there's no seduction, because you don't need to change, modify anything. And you just need to be who you are. You just need to be natural. And this is why I said that even though seduction doesn't exist, natural attraction, it is very real and it is where it's at. And what about you? Let me know what is your takes on seduction. Did you apply seduction technique? Did you seduce women that you were attracted to? And where does it lead you? Let me know in the comment below. And since there's no seduction, You should choose a woman who chooses you. And guess what? I make a video about it somewhere here. You can watch it. And until next time, without any seduction, I'll definitely catch you up soon. Later.